Hi guys, it is October 10th and today's Wednesday. Tomorrow morning I'm having my second hip replacement. I've had my first one back in May. It started out, well, basically I have arthritis, I have rheumatoid arthritis. They may think it's osteoarthritis because of my hips, and osteoarthritis is where it's damaging the bones more so, and rheumatoid's more inflammation based, but this one's damaging my bones. I've had arthritis for at least a decade now, since I was a kid, and I usually feel it in my knees, but I'm used to that pain. It's nothing too unbearable, just a few episodes, but nothing like as bad. I've been dealing with my hips for the past few months. And so yeah, this is my second one. The big two of them hopefully last for a long time, a very long time until I'm older. And it started out in March. This is how the whole journey began. It started out in March. I was fine one weekend. I was fine throughout the week. By the weekend, I was like, what the heck? Why is my leg hurting? And I thought I just pulled a muscle somehow, because like most of the week I was just sitting on the floor, on the hard floor. And I thought that maybe I did something or I pulled it, but I didn't know what was going on. I just thought I pulled a muscle or something. And because there's a few times earlier this year that's happened twice. Beginning of the week it hurt, but by the weekend comes, it's gone. But this time, by weekend, I thought it was gone. But on my way back to the valley from northern Arizona, I thought it was okay, so I went to the outlet shops and was walking around, and by the end of one aisle, I was, forget it, just let's just go home. So I went back home, and everywhere I went, I tried to do my regular life. Like I was trying to go to like baseball games and just like malls or like school because I was taking some classes, and so just walking little distances would hurt. And probably about, this was the middle of March, like I said. By the end of March, I went to go to the hospital and I wanted to see a physical therapist because I thought he would be able to help me more so than a doctor, because the doctor's, oh, you just have a pulled muscle, we'll just give you some muscle relaxers, but didn't help at all, just except for put me to sleep. It didn't help with the pain, so like maybe it's not my muscle. And PT gave me a cane because I needed something to help me walk, and so I was using the cane more often. I went to class, and I couldn't stand on my leg for more than probably like 5 minutes at the most. And at the time, this was my right hip that was being a little, you know. And so I was, from there on, from at least the end of March, I was really weight dependent on my left leg. And so, I mean, I was using my right leg, but I wasn't putting so much weight on it. So, middle, or just before, like middle of April, I saw PT again. I was like, well, is there anything else to do? Do you think? Blah, blah, blah. As well, there might be something, it might be this, it might be like I can't remember now, ankylospondylitis, and something with the back muscles like the vertebrae and like the hips or something like that, and kind of like fusing this and that. And the other one is like it could be something with your hip, I don't know, but there is possibility, like if you might need a hip replacement, he's like you should seriously think about it if that comes. I'm not saying it's anytime near, but I'm saying within the near future, the next few years, there is a possibility that you may need it. So he told me that, and I would have never guessed that, and I was kind of shocked for like a few minutes, and I was like, okay, okay. And so I went to the music festival, didn't even make it. I only made it one day out of like 4 or 5 days, and I had to come back. And after that, I had to get on crutches, and so I was staying in the valley for most of the time because I was still taking my classes. But from there on, towards the end of April, I couldn't go to class anymore. It was unbearable because I live on the second floor. So just trying to go up and down stairs and have to dry myself as well, I couldn't do it. And luckily, my instructors and whatnot let me do everything online, do via online, whatnot. And thankfully for them, I passed my classes. And but nonetheless, each week it was just getting worse and worse. And crutches were barely doing anything. I couldn't sit for long. Medicines weren't helping. So beginning the fine end of May, I finally got to see a specialist out in northern Arizona, not in the valley actually, not in the city. I had to see a specialist elsewhere, and it's like he did some tests. And he's like, you should see orthopedic surgeon. Is that there is damage in your hips. It's pretty not. I wouldn't say so severe, but it's pretty how do you say it? It's pretty. It's far along. Your hip's pretty damaged. Your hip joint. So I was like, okay, let's do it then. And so finally, about a week or 2 weeks later, a week and a half later, I got to see orthopedic surgeon in Northern Arizona Flagstaff, and it's like, yeah, we don't really recommend this, but I mean, there's nothing else you can do. There's not gonna be any meds that's gonna help you to slow down the progression of this because it's already pretty damaged. And so right then there, I was like, okay, we'll start the process and whatnot, and I got scheduled for pretty much 2 weeks later, or 10 days later. Yeah, 10 days later or so, or yeah, 2 weeks later actually. And I was pretty surprised because it was just like that. Because in Phoenix, there's like, I was like, oh, it's maybe this, maybe that, I don't know, or we'll just give you this. And it took me basically a week and a half, 2 weeks to figure out what it was up here in Northern Arizona. And now I'm like, whoa, I'm having surgery. I was just flabbergasted. And so, I keep saying so. I would, like I said, I was surprised, but I wasn't like very shocked. I'm just like, okay, this needs to be done. There's nothing else we can do. I'm like, whatever, so let's do it. If that PT didn't tell me that I'm gonna need surgery sooner than I expected, then I probably would be pretty shocked, but I was. So I was back home. I was just like in the valley getting ready, and then it was just the pain was unbearable. It's so unbearable. You don't know. I couldn't put weight on my leg. It was just horrendous, and I couldn't wait for surgery. I was like, if we could have surgery any few days sooner, I would do it. I was just nothing was really helping. I was taking some strong meds, and they were helping us some bit to some extent, but they were like knocking me out the pain, and I was like taking 2 doses. That's how bad the pain was. I never had this pain before. So I had my first surgery. I was pretty nervous, but luckily it was not luckily, but it was done pretty quick, in less than 2 hours. And I was in recovery for about 3 or 4 days, and I came home, and I was home for most of the summer for once. So yeah, I was with my family all summer, and my boyfriend was there to help me too. So I was fine. Recovery was fine. Everything healed fine, and I have no pain in it. It just feels weird. That's about it. That's all. But it wasn't until July, mid-July, beginning of July, somewhere around, but July nonetheless. I started feeling some pain in my left hip. I had no pain beforehand. I was able to do things. I was like, yay, I'm going to be back on my feet by July, but it wasn't the case again. I was back on crutches. I couldn't just, that's all. I just was like, oh, it's frustrating. I thought I was going to be on my feet, get ready to do more things, but nope. My left side decided to do something else too. But I'm guessing progression was faster on this side because my I've been so weight dependent on it for those past at least 4 months, from March to July, and now that side was taking its toll, and now progression was just like, so like you're supposed to have like that, like some space, at least some space in your hip socket, but mine's basically like there's barely any fluid or any synovial fluid that goes in there to help your hips move and like the bones damage. So I thought seeing rheumatologists might help, and maybe meds, and he sent in and gave me another test, and was like, there's not really meds, there's not, or I should say there's meds out there, but it's not going to do much for you with how much damage you already have on your hip. You can wait it out, see if it starts hurting again, or you can go through surgery. And so that day I was fine. Like I had my cane, but my leg wasn't hurting for once, and I was like, okay. I was like, yeah, I'll just wait on it. I'll wait a few months or so, but the next day, the day after I saw the rheumatologist, the day after I was fine. That Tuesday, I couldn't move much. I was just in bed. I was like, oh, just give me some pain meds right now. And so we finally got to see the orthopedic surgeon again and got scheduled. And like, just give me the earliest time. And this is in August. And like, oh yeah, the earliest is not until the end of October. So 2 months from my consultation for the other hip, I was gonna have surgery. Compared to the first time I had surgery, it was only about 2 weeks. 2 weeks compared to 2 months is so drastic. And I was like, I need to get this over with. And I had a call back in September, like, oh, if you come in 2 days, we can have a surgery. And I was like, I'm not prepared. I'm not mentally prepared or anything. And like they got the call on a Friday, but after business hours, and plus it was Labor Day weekend, so they're gonna call me until Tuesday. So if that person actually called me on a Friday, if that person canceled on Friday afternoon or so, then I might have got notified on Friday. But instead I got notified on Tuesday, and I was like, I'm not mentally prepared right now for a Thursday operation. And so just the next cancellation just put me in. So I got a call last Tuesday. Yeah, last Tuesday. And like, well, we have a surgery open if on the 11th. I'm like, well, fill me in, just do it. And I was like, there's no hesitation. I wasn't hesitating, and just do it. Like, okay, we'll do the paperwork. And so now here I am, 8 days later, tomorrow surgery, and yeah, can't wait. So I don't know, I'm not, like I said, I haven't really been sad so much. There's like a few times I feel down, just especially in the beginning when my other hip hit. I was just like so down. It's like I couldn't really do much, and it was like I had to change my lifestyle. There's certain things I couldn't. There was a lot of things I do. For once, I couldn't even walk, and so I was really not so much depressed, but it was kind of down here and there. But after surgery, it was kind of more upbeat. And even though this leg was giving me problems, and like about a month ago, I had some real bad pain for about 3 or 4 days, and it was like a 9 or a 10 on a scale of 1 to 10. It was pretty up there. But I was like, I can't wait till surgeries and that. So I haven't really been down so much. I'm just like, get it over with. I'm like really impatient more so. Because at least, I mean, I finished my undergrad. I'm done with all that. So I don't have to worry about school so much. And the only thing I should be doing is studying for like my graduate entrance exam. But I haven't been doing that much. But yeah, so I'm just excited finally. Hopefully by the time my birthday comes around, I'll be actually on my feet. But I won't be fully recovered for at least 6 months after surgery, so about April or so, till I'm really about 100% or so, 90 to 100%. But each time it won't be that bad. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm just impatient. Oh. Yeah, so I'll probably make a video tomorrow morning on my way to surgery, or maybe after when I'm all woozy and all IV in me and all. We'll see, but tomorrow's surgery day. Yay! I can't wait. I don't know who else is so excited for surgery and who has a hip replacement at 23 years old, but me, and I'm excited and I don't care. Just want this over with. But okay. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.